So now we're at option D, and we're dabbling in the rack world now. But we're going to start it with the Stealth rack. We're just going to ease our way into it. I've got the GSVMS on my left-hand side here, and I've just got cymbal stands that I combined it with. Now maybe you're someone that likes to play your cymbal stands. That's great, I get it. But maybe you also like the function of the Stealth rack. Well, I'm going to show you how you can integrate it with your setup. So now let's have a look at our core. My entire left side is mounted to the Stealth rack. Amazing, right? So my 8 and my 10 are attached to a double tom mount. Now the double tom mount is also holding my main crash with an LBBT, and my secondary crash is attached to the boom arm of the main crash, just like before. And my splash is attached to the L rod that's holding our 10-inch tom. And so for the final touches on my left-hand side, I've got my China on its cymbal stand. So now let's talk about the two versions of the Stealth rack. We have version A and version B. Version A is only the base hardware. It's just the two verticals, the 2 feet, and the bent connector bar. There's no mounting hardware, no tom mount, and no snare basket. This gives you the option to use your own. Version B is all of that, and it includes a single tom arm and a snare basket. So now I'm using version A on this one because I needed to use a double tom mount. The single tom mount wouldn't work. So I've got my 2 rack toms, 8 and 10, mounted with a double tom mount, and I have the GUASB snare basket mounting my snare. On the right-hand side, we've got our favorite cymbal stand setup back. Our 12-inch tom is mounted to the right main crash using the SC SLRM clamp. Our ride cymbal's got its own stand again, and we have our auxiliary hi-hat mounted to the ride stand using the 9707XB. Our secondary right crash is mounted to the China cymbal stand. So here we are at option D1. This is the secondary tom configuration, you know, where the 8 and the 10 are on the way far left side. We're still using the Stealth rack, and we're still combining it with cymbal stands. Now, I was able to keep all my cymbals in the exact same spot as they were before. Now, since I moved the toms over, I had to change out a few pieces of hardware. So now at our core, we have our 12-inch tom back. Our ride cymbal, floor tom, snare, and kick drum. And this is all being supported by the Stealth rack, but this is a different version of the Stealth rack. This is version B that comes with the tom arm and the snare basket. So this version of the Stealth rack is mounting 5 of my toys here. I've got my secondary crash being mounted to the boom arm of the main crash. The main crash is mounted to the back clamp of the tom arm. And then we got my splash in my favorite spot where it's very easy for me to get to, mounted to the tom arm. And of course, you know, my tom and snare are mounted together as well. My 8 and 10-inch rack toms are moved over to the far left, and I have them positioned as accent toms. And I'm using the 9613 PM stand to do so. This is that crazy stand that has 3 clamps in it that are 2 of them are adjustable. Now, I needed a China here, so I just used the back clamp to hold the LBBT to mount the China. And of course, I've got my 14 right next to me. So on the right-hand side, the only thing that changed was the positioning of the ride cymbal. No hardware changed. I needed to move it from over here to like right in front of me so it's a little bit more comfortable on my shoulder. The crash, auxiliary crash, spare hi-hats, China, all in the exact same position with the exact same stands.